All right, so I just wanted to take you through this really cool DI that I did for a wonderful customer over in France on this custom-made amplifier that I made for him. So yeah, I'll just take you through the features really quickly. You've got power amp mute, obviously, so for silent recording, input level control, speaker size, so 412, 112, and 212, open or closed, mic axis, and the final control there is the speaker type. So 3 different speaker types. So between all of those, actually, you've got a lot of control. Pure analog, and yeah, fairly straightforward to use. So first thing is your input level. So I'll show you. So I'll start with that all the way down. And what you do is, starting on your loudest channel, you basically play. Okay, that's not loud enough. And that's not loud enough. You can see that the 2 LEDs on the end here for the level are not indicating anything, so that means that the signal is not hot enough. You want to turn it up basically so that the green LED starts to go on. If the red LED goes on, then it's too hot, so I'll show you that. So that probably means that the signal's a bit too hot, so I'll back that down a little bit. And that's perfect. All right, so the different sounds. So we'll start with a standard quad sound, so 412 and close back. Yep, and that was already 412 closed. And then I'll show you 212 closed and 112 closed. 212. So what that does is that shifts the resonant frequency of the cab up to about 100 hertz, and in 112 it's got a resonant frequency of about 130 hertz. So this is all modeled off real measurements that I took off real cabs. So you can see there, it's still got quite a bit of bass, but you can feel that the low end is about at the end of its reach there. And then yeah, the opening and closing is interesting. So with the closed back configuration, you've got a 12 dB roll off beyond the resonant frequency. With an open back, you have a 6 dB roll off, but a higher minus 3 dB point. So once again, modeled exactly off real cabinets. So I'll show you what that sounds like. Obviously, a 412 open back is not really a normal configuration, but I'll show you what that sounds like anyway. It's interesting. So I'll show you open versus closed, actually. Yep. And then 212 closed. And then 112 open closed. All right, so back to the good old closed back 412. And I'll show you the mic axis. Now, the mic axis is really cool. It doesn't just roll off the top end, which is what a lot of kind of standard mic DIs do. What it actually does is it does exactly what happens with a real mic. So what happens with a real mic is as you twist the microphone, different parts of the diaphragm actually end up receiving different phases. So what I've done is simulated that by using multiple sources and changing the phase relationship between them. So yeah, you'll see what it does. It's extremely realistic. Yep. So it's not just a top end control. Yep. Now the final control, which is very cool, is the speaker type. So the three speaker types I've got there are G12T75, which is what I've got it set to at the moment. And then in the middle I've got greenback, and the top is the vintage 30. So, yep, G12T75, scoop mids, spiky top end. The greenbacks, you'll notice, are going to have an extended top end, but really full mid range. And then the vintage 30s are going to be, quite mid rangey, but with a roll off top end. So, yep, I'll just show you those very quickly. G12T75s. And there you have it. Lots of fun.